What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Bear Market Miner here. So it is too damn hot in this room at the moment. It's the middle of summer over here in Australia. The humidity is through the roof. Temperatures are hitting nearly 40 Celsius a lot of the time. So we want to make a few little upgrades just to get a bit more airflow and exhaust in here. So let's have a quick walkthrough of what we're doing. And I'm interested to know what you guys think. So let me know. I'm going to suggest a few different options to increase the intake just slightly, and I want to see what you guys think might be the best way to manage that. So let's have a quick look. So if you saw one of my previous videos, we initially had these three fans on this side and the other three fans on the other side. Now I did go ahead and order 3 more just to increase that CFM by, I guess it would be 33%, bring it up to about 1250 or so, and this has been super effective. All of these rigs right here are basically blowing air that way. These ones down the bottom, the hot air is going to come down, rise up and get caught there. But we do want to have a look at this 6600 XT rig up the top here. Now it's managing all right with the heat, but because it's right at the ceiling, I feel like a lot of this hot air is basically just coming, hitting at the top, bouncing up and then going straight back. Now there is an added benefit that our main intake here at the moment, which is right up the top, is basically going to be having all that air sucked in straight into this rig here. But what I'm thinking I'd like to do firstly is we'll get this rig off the top slightly and maybe put it in between this rack here. So that'd mean dropping this top shelf down by about 100 mil or so, or 4 inches for those in overseas, and doing the same here again, sliding both of these rigs down, 1, 2, and then getting this rig off the very top of the roof and into here. And hopefully with this lid above it, it would sort of act as a sort of airflow channel for it to go straight out. You can see those exhaust fans out there. But outside of that, I'm thinking it would also be nice, we do have these intake fans down the bottom, but they don't get a ton of air through them. So at the moment this is probably feeding most of the air that these rigs are getting, or the cooler air I should say, into this bottom. So potential options would be adding a couple more vents slightly higher to sort of hit that rig as well, or even potentially getting another hole opening, I should say, somewhere halfway through. Maybe we have to cannibalize my wife's old painting on the wall there. We'll see how she feels about that. And adding another hole. This is the side of my house, so I'm not really too fussed if there's another hole in there. We can always tidy it up on the outside to make it look somewhat decent. Still need to add a few more vents up the top there, but I just don't want to restrict the airflow anymore at the moment. Because we've got so much exhaust now with these 9 vents over there, I feel like we might be punishing ourselves by closing that off too much. I haven't had any rain. Fortunately, it's got a little cover or hood over the top which has stopped it. And in big storms, I generally just tack a couple of nails in the top, or put a couple of screws up there and hang a sheet, so at least the air is getting pushed down and the water isn't getting brought out. But as far as the airflow, that's kind of what we're thinking at the moment. Look, it's not too bad. Everything's staying sort of under 60 degrees, but I've got a bit of a thing about keeping cards in the 50s. Don't ask me why, it's just the way I've always felt about it. Like to keep them as cool as possible. I feel like not replacing thermal pads, keeping temperatures down in general, just going to help the cards run smoothly, less errors, less maintenance, all that good stuff, and more uptime and more money. And we will quickly go through the rigs a little bit. We haven't added any more since you saw that last 10 6600 XT build that we did. That's still sitting on Claw. I'm sort of switching around between a bit of Claw and a bit of Game Pass on that, mostly Claw AI though. Trying to stack a bit more of that. We've already got a bit of newer AI which we really like. We think we can get some good gains out of, but we're trying to stack that Claw at the moment. And look, Game Pass I'm not that sold on anymore, but I feel like it could be one of those that I could accumulate a decent amount of coin. Just hold it and see what happens, see if it gets a little pump. Now this 6600 XT rig, we've taken off a lithium and we've chucked back on Pyron. Got a decent holding of Pyron already, but I like that it's profitable, and I like that I can sort of keep half of it and swap it around to whatever I like if need be. These two 3070 rigs, we've actually switched to unminable, mining the Pyron hash algorithm and getting paid out in Solana. So we're trying to grow a bit of a bag of that. 1660 Ti rig is still solo mining Radiant. Video coming out about that soon. I have been on K1 pool, unfortunately, for 19 days and hit no blocks. Now that is normal. I'm still only at about 25% luck, so by the numbers it should be another, what's that, 20, 40, 60 days before we would actually hit a block with average luck. So we've switched that over to Viper pool. As per the advice of my buddy Crootman, shout out Croot, we'll put his link in the description. Go check his channel out, lots of really good content. And this mixed rig down here we've just left on Aletheia. Gonna keep growing that one until we've got, you know, a number that I'm happy with. We won't say how much, but we'll just keep going and going. But yeah, everything's running decent at the moment. Just want to get a little bit more intake, like I said, so let me know your thoughts, guys. The exhaust I'm happy with for this space based on the numbers. 1200 CFM is plenty of CFM to move the heat out of this room, and it's been operating so much better since I added those 3 more fans in there, which took about 3 weeks to get here, by the way. Gotta love living in Australia, and having to get tech stuff like that takes friggin' forever. But let me know down in the comments, guys, what you think. Is it worth maybe putting some sort of angled roof over the top of that, or cover I should say, to pull some of this air down? Do we get another hole in the wall here to sort of get a bit more airflow at the mid-level of our rigs? Or do we think another couple of vents, 2 or even maybe 4, you know, 2 there, 2 more at this height, 2 more next to the door handle? Do you think that would be sufficient? So let me know down in the comments, guys. Just a quick little mining farm update for you guys. If you enjoyed the content, make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.